Hello guys, and welcome to Sunday Drivers Cup 2022 season, round 15, and today we are driving around Rudskogen, Norway. This is a brand new track the iRacing released this couple of weeks ago. Before that I didn't even know the track exists, but I got some time to practice this track during the weekend. I gotta say I like it quite a lot. The straights are quite short, there's not too much toe around this track. Corners are quite tricky, and key to success is pretty much the trail braking, just very technical. Also elevation change is quite huge around here. As you can see, I'm starting from the pole position. The qualifying was maybe one of my best qualifying ever. I did 3 laps that counted, and I was able to improve in all of them. So the first lap was kind of like a bank lap, which was already decent. Then the second lap was quite okay as well, and then the last lap, which I just managed to get in before the qualifying ended, was my personal best around this track ever. So couldn't be any better time to pull out your personal best. And just before the race session I was actually practicing start from the standstill a couple of times, but I made a mistake there. I was practicing take the start from the different line, so I was practicing actually taking a start much more further back in the grid, so I wasn't quite sure where the braking point is when we are starting here, because this is relatively short distance to the first corner, so I figured I can brake much more later than I was practicing for. As you can see, the car is all over the place there, just barely managed to hold it and kept it together, but yeah, just a little moment there, nothing unusual. These tires are very slippery during the first few corners, during the first few laps I mean. And this corner, long right-handed downhill, it's almost like driving on ice basically. As you can see, I'm struggling with the grip all the time. But I also knew after a couple of laps these tires will get into the working temperature, and then the car is pretty nice to drive. So yeah, like I said in my previous video, the iRacing, they changed the tire parameters somehow, and the car is much more different than it used to be. So it's more oversteery, but it's much more easier to throw sideways into the corners, but it will also give you more control, like how you want to attack the corners. But overall it will make this car more harder to drive, if you ask me. I like it more. You just have to be patient, you have to like wait the tires to get into the working temperature before you are pushing too hard. And that said, we are starting lap 2, which is gonna be my fastest lap and also fastest lap of the race. So we will take a look at it completely here. So coming to the first corner, I'm just using all the track outside, and you wanna hit the, like here, it's not very optimal. I missed the apex a little bit, but tires are still fresh, so there's a good traction. I get a good exit from the corner too. And as we are coming to this downhill now, you will see I was always upshifting the 5th gear, just so that the car was more stable when I was going through the corner, and I was almost like downshifting by sound. Like here, 4th gear, 3rd gear, then 2nd gear, and now you go back on the throttle. And these S corners, I was only finding like during the practice that you can go like almost like half throttle through these corners, and you will gain like couple tenths there. So I was quite surprised by that, because it feels basically the same if you just lift completely or if you hold your foot like halfway there. Then this quite slow right-hander have to use a lot of trail braking there. Here I upshifted 3rd just a little bit, then back to the 2nd gear, use all the track inside quite nicely there. I also use all the track inside, just throw the car there, and then just like everlasting right-hander. I always took this with the 1st gear. You wanna go on the throttle as early as you can, but not too early, otherwise you will just run wide and lose time. So yeah, that lap time 1:35.99, so quite good lap. And this is now lap 6. I haven't talked about the race too much. When I got the pole, I knew I just need to get a good start, survive the first few laps, and then drive to the distance and disappear, which I'm basically doing here. So the gap behind is already like 5 seconds. It doesn't mean you can just take it easy. There was room for no errors. You know, those cars, they are quite fast, and I was like losing a lot of time after first few laps. So the tires are now old, they are used, and my pace was pretty much same as everybody else. But of course it's very good to have this kind of gap. But like I said, you still need to push hard. And of course for me it was beneficial that Svetanov and Stefan Aldering, they were fighting behind me. They were actually having a quite nice fight during the whole race. If you want to see that, I recommend watching the stream. You will see that there. And this is now lap 13. I was still pulling away from the guys behind. Not that quickly anymore, but still the gap is now like 7.5 or something like that. So still building the gap. In a distance in front of me you can see Victor Oliveira, the back marker. But I wasn't too worried about him, as he was there a couple laps already in front of me, and I noticed our pace was quite identical. I was maybe gaining him a couple tenths per lap, but not too much. Like I said, when the tires are used, my pace dropped quite significantly. But yeah, at this point I can spoil, I got fastest lap of the race, and when I also got pole position, that means already like I got 2 extra points. And those 2 extra points are very valuable when I think about the overall standings, because it's very close between me and Tom Daly now. And Tom Daly has been very fast and consistent the whole season. So for me it's very crucial to get all the points that I can get. And I also want to mention that it was very nice to have all the drivers in our team in the race. So there are now 4 drivers representing Positive Delta Motorsport, so it was very nice. And also the starting positions for us was quite nice. And overall performance for the team was pretty much like top class. Anyway, we are now starting the last lap of the race. As you can see, I managed to get past by Victor Oliveira, not because I was having pace, but he made a little mistake, went on a crash, and I just managed to sneak past by. Here I make a little mistake. I missed my braking point quite a lot. Maybe I was paying attention to him, maybe I was just, I don't know what happened there. Maybe I was just nervous, you know, last lap. And you got everything to lose, nothing to gain, if that makes any sense. But then after that I was just taking these the last corners of the race. So yeah, feels good. I can spoil at this point. I will win this race, and with a 6.5 second margin or something like that. Feels good to take another victory. That will make the championship fight between me and Tom Daly even more close. And I'm not only thinking about the championship, like the first place, but if I'm not performing well, it's not written in stone that I will take the second place. So I still need to fight for the third or even the podium positions, basically. Anyway, now taking the last few corners of the race. Overall, the race for me was quite flawless. I didn't make too many mistakes. Couple mistakes here and there, nothing big. And also for the team, I think Michael got the 4th position, so very good points for the team as well. That will help us in the team championship standings as well. And 4 races to go in the season, so the rest of the season, the end of the season, is gonna be very interesting. And it's very good to be part of this league. But enough of talk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.